The government is the servant of the rich. David Cay Johnston, author of Free Lunch, How the Wealthiest Americans Enrich Themselves at Government Expense and Stick You with a Bill. Pulitzer Prize winning journalist, former reporter of the New York Times. Good guy. Good to have you with us.
Thank you for having me, Lou.
It's a terrific book. You argue that the government is the servant of the rich. How did this happen?
Well, the campaign finance reform system. We have something I call the political donor class. Lou, if you were a congressman, your day would be spent talking to the representatives of wealthy people in large corporations about their problems. You wouldn't have a minute to think about the problems of the middle class, the poor, or even the upper middle class.
Well, and I'd also be spending most of my time explaining why I was using profanities with the rest of the members of Congress throughout the day.
Not that that's unheard of.
No. But you say in 1975, I thought this was fascinating. Washington lobbyists collected less than $100 million in lobbying fees. By 2006, $2.5 billion, approaching now $3 billion. What's going on?
There's the number of lobbyists in Washington. All the things you do in the war on the middle class, about all the jobs that are disappearing and being lost. Well, guess what? Washington lobbyists more than doubled in numbers from 2000 to 2007. There are now more than 35,000. And the reason is simple. It is easier to mine gold from the public treasury than to earn it in the marketplace. So there are whole industries I tell about in Free Lunch that derive all their profits from hidden subsidies and from taxes that you pay that never get to the government, but are diverted to the Walton family, the richest family in America, to Warren Buffett, to all sorts of individuals and large corporations through programs that we know very little about.
We would never want to deny the Walton family or Warren Buffett any kind of advantage in this economy, would we?
Well, I think you want people to earn their money in the marketplace, not getting it by forcing me or you to pay a tax that goes to them.
One of the most disturbing chapters in your book, Chinese magnetism, detailing how the U.S. government allowed the sale of magnet technology, a critical component of national defense. The Chinese have now a monopoly.
That's right. A
monopoly on these magnets needed for smart bombs, ladies and gentlemen. We use them from time to time in this government. Here's what you wrote. Not only is the technical knowledge largely gone, but America's only neodymium, how do you say that? Neodymium, I wasn't even close, neodymium mine shut down in 1996. 85% of our planet's known stores of neodymium are now in one country. Guess what country?
China.
What?
The Chinese military. Well, the Chinese military has a strategy of buying commercial interests, and through fronts, the Chinese military and the daughters of Deng Xiaoping, who at the time was the supreme commander of that country, were involved in these deals. The Clinton administration allowed the deals on the condition the technology remained in America. The Bush administration allowed its removal, and why? Apparently so that General Motors could get a deal to build a factory to build automobiles or trucks. This is craziness. This is not free trade. This is not efficiently organizing the world's assets. This is craziness.
This is selling out the United States.
Yes, it certainly is. I'm shocked that we have not had congressional investigations into this, that we haven't had questions about whether there were criminal acts committed. This is a very serious matter, and we know about this one. I mean, how many others are there going on?
You said President Bush. Which one was it again?
President Clinton allowed the deal. President Bush allowed the removal of the technology from the United States. And when you ask the White House about this, and Senator Bayh has asked them, I've asked them, their answer is, we're taking care of your safety. We know what we're doing. That's all they'll say.
Well, I guarantee you this. I can't think of an example they could hold up where they could honestly claim with any evidence that they know what they're doing. I mean, it's extraordinary. And I love the fact that you point out correctly, so this is not a partisan issue, that people don't get in any way distracted by that.
Right.
This goes back to Clinton. It goes back to this Bush. It goes back, frankly, to...
These are bipartisan problems that are Washington that do with what's happened to our government and how estranged it's become from most Americans.
Unbelievable. It's just incredible. And I'd like, when we say it's a bipartisan problem, as you document in your book, Free Lunch, it's our problem, the American people's problem, this nation's problem. David, as always, good to have you here. Another great piece of work in Free Lunch. We thank you very much.
Thank you.
Can't recommend the book highly enough. Thank you. Up next.